Welcome to another episode, and today we are going to talk about Stardom. What is going on in Japan? That now Stardom is having the same problem that New Japan is having, where their top talent are leaving to go elsewhere. And it's Marigold behind all this and whatnot. And if Marigold right now is going to be on top of the whole Japanese woman wrestling scene. Also, this Saturday coming up, amazing as it is, we're going to see John Cena versus R-Truth or Saturday Night Main Event. Who really cares to watch this? And we're going to be talking about that and why is this match even happening? MJF joins Hurt Syndicate. What does this mean for MJF? And is MJF going to turn on the Hurt Syndicate, or is it going to be the other way around? We're going to be talking about that and much more on the Chokeslam Wrestling Report.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome to another episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report, and I am your host, the infamous Ultimate One. And if you guys are wondering why is there a different layout on the top right corner, well, the Chokeslam Wrestling Report has partnered with Chair Shot Sport Group. We're a part of that. Also, along with Jonah Podcasting Network, we're trying to pretty much expand the brand. So anyway, let's jump on this on the Stardom Exodus. And the reason I brought this up because pretty much the talent that has left from Stardom to go to either Marigold or anywhere else has been amazing. First of all, let's talk about the latest female wrestler from Stardom who just left to go to Marigold, and that is the Mayu Iwatani, who was an icon of Stardom. Mayu Iwatani departed the promotion on April 2025 after a 4-year tenure. 14 years, tenure. We're live, first of all. So there are going to be mistakes. She cited having accomplished all that she could in Stardom and expressed a desire to pursue new challenges. Iwatani officially joined Marigold on May 1st. So this pretty much was 19 days ago, and debuted against Nane Takahashi on May 4 in Korakuen Hall. And her goals includes becoming the Grand Slam champion in Marigold and potentially facing WWE talent like Io Sky, Kairi Sane, Julia, facilitated by Marigold's positive relationship with WWE. So with that being said, here's another female that I'm going to tell you, if you have not seen Mayu Iwatani in wrestling in action, this woman was the former IWGP World Champion. This was the woman who defeated Mercedes Moné for that title. The belt was held for close to 2 years. And the fact that Stardom already lost another star before that, which it was Thekla, which I made also a podcast about that, how Thekla, where was she heading? She was going to WWE or she was heading AEW. It looks like she signed with AEW. She has not made her debut. But there's been a bunch of Stardom wrestlers that have left to go to Marigold. That is the thing that I'm kind of concerned about, because they top talent, who was the number one wrestler, I think the number two wrestler back a couple of years in the PW 100 female wrestler, Utami Hayashishida, who was a former World Stardom champion, left Stardom in March of 2024 to join Marigold. In an interview, she mentioned that while leaving Stardom felt like leaving family. She had no doubts about her decision to follow Rosie Ogawa. If you guys don't know who this guy is, Rosie Ogawa, I also made a podcast about how Rosie Ogawa was allegedly accused of poaching talent in Stardom, and Bushiroad, who pretty much is the owner of Stardom, fired him. So This is the history of Rosie Ogawa. World Wonder Ring Stardom, a prominent Japanese women's professional wrestling promotion, was founded September 7, 2010 by Rosie Ogawa, Nane Takahashi, Fuka Kakimoto, and Rosie Ogawa, born as Hiroshi Ogawa in Chiba, Japan. He's a veteran wrestling promoter who previously worked with All Japan Women's Pro Wrestling and later co-founded the RCM promotion in the late 1990s. He served as the executive producer and booker for Stardom, playing a significant role in the rise as a leading Joshi Poro Russo former professional wrestling organization. In early 2020, Ogawa's tenure with Stardom ended when he was dismissed by the promotion parent company Bushiroad due to allegations of talent poaching. Following his departure, Ogawa launched a new promotion called Dream Star Fighting Marigold in April 2024, bringing along several former Stardom wrestlers. Despite his exit from Stardom, Rosie Ogawa remains a pivotal figure in the evolution of women's wrestling in Japan, with its influence spanning multiple decades and promotion. So several prominent wrestlers has transitioned from Stardom to Dream Star Fighting Marigold, the promotion founded by Rosie Ogawa in 2024. Here's a summary of the talent. Well, I already mentioned you Mayu Iwatani. I mentioned you Otami Hayashi Shihida. Julia came from there. If you guys remember, Julia was supposed to go to WWE early, I think it was July of 2023, if I'm correct, or 2024, and she broke her wrist in one of those matches, delaying her debut for NXT and whatnot. So that happened. So also in there, you got Mirai Sings Marigold in March 2024, and a bunch of other wrestlers who have these were the parts of highlight and significant shift in the Japanese women's wrestling landscape, with Marigold quickly establishing itself as a major promotion by attracting top talent from Stardom. Now, it doesn't look good for Stardom right now, because not only that, if you think about all the Stardom wrestlers who has left to AEW and whatnot, so let's talk about, first of all, Mariah May. Mariah May went and pretty much went to AEW, and it looks, this word that she may end up going to WWE after her contract is over with AEW. So that is out there. I mean, you can't really depend on a lot of these, how you call it, these dirt sheet, because they'll say one thing and the next thing you know, it's not true. Mariah May has left from Stardom. Who else left from Stardom? I believe, matter of fact, Mina Shirakawa, she left Stardom. You know what I'm saying? You got, now Thekla left Stardom. So you got a bunch of female wrestlers leaving Stardom. You got to ask this question. What is going on with Stardom? And a lot of people don't talk about this, because everybody is stuck in watching WWE and AEW. They don't care what's going on in Japan. Little do they know that in Japan, that these are women that you don't see wrestling. When it comes to America or United States, and then you wonder, where the hell is this woman, where she's been at? If you don't do your research, that's what happens. So pretty much the way I'm looking at this is not a good look. This is the same thing that's happening to New Japan Pro Wrestling. They had lost a bunch of wrestlers and whatnot. It looks right now like Gabe Kidd has now part of AEW, and I don't know if he left Bullet Club and he now joins the Death Riders. I don't know the story. So there's a lot of things going on in Japan that we don't know. And what's going on with Stardom, who is owned by Bushiroad, who is the same company that owns New Japan Pro Wrestling. Who is running this, and why are these wrestlers and the stars leaving New Japan and Stardom? So, we're going to have to figure out what's going on in the coming weeks. I mean, a loss of Mayu Iwatani, Stardom losing her, is big, because now everybody has to step up. Right now, if you think about the New Japan Strong title, ACM beat Mercedes Moné. Well, she didn't get the pin, but Mercedes Moné lost the belt. So it looks like they putting that storyline right now in AEW. So we'll see what happens with that. So we just gotta see the coming weeks, where it goes, where it's heading. We don't know. So Moving along, Ryan, let's talk about WWE and what's gonna happen this Saturday night. Now, one of the matches and whatnot that has me kind of wondering who came up with this match, and this is what they're doing to pretty much fill that void that The Rock did in WrestleMania, which right now we saw Backlash a couple of weeks ago, and we saw that R-Truth interfered in the match between John Cena and Randy Orton. And I said, why? Is this what they're doing? So what they did, they had this match happen, and then Cena cheated, beat Randy Orton, and then in the press conference, we heard R-Truth approaching John Cena. Cena said that he was going to hurt. There was repercussion. He didn't, and he got, added to adjust through a table. Now, my question is, why are they putting this match? Why is R-Truth, after all these years, he's been a clown show. Let's be realistic, a clown show, and he's being supposedly a John Cena fan and whatnot. I'm sorry, but to me, this looks like this type of match is just boring. This is not going to last long. This is not going to be entertaining. Why are they putting this match Saturday Night Main Event? And after John Cena finishes with R-Truth, who's going to be next? I mean, I heard that they're going to put John Cena and Travis Scott in a tag team versus, I don't know, maybe R-Truth and whoever it is that John Cena is planning to, go after. I mean, because in reality, if you think about it, he beat Randy Orton. He cheated, whatever. He still got 20-something plus, shows whether he got up here or not. My thing is, how in the world you are putting this match together? What is next after he beats R-Truth? What is the end goal to this? We're going to have a tag team then after that? Somewhere in Money in the Bank? Well, we're going to see, I don't know who's going to team up with R-Truth to meet John Cena and maybe Travis Scott. Because, see, all this nonsense that's going on with John Cena, none of this should have been happening. If The Rock would have shown up at WrestleMania like he was supposed to, okay, then we wouldn't have this problem. It would have been, because the way I took this back in Elimination Chamber, I took with Cena turning heel as a Hollywood Illuminati type of stuff. And then when The Rock then decided that he was no longer going to be part of it, he did mention in the press conference, I don't have to be involved for a storyline to go on. And the finish of WrestleMania with Cody Rhodes and John Cena was stale. Okay, with Travis Scott interfering in the match, and nobody did a damn thing about it. Okay, and here we are 2 months later. Okay, almost 2 months later, and we have John Cena going at it with R-Truth coming up this Saturday, which leads me to say, what is the next thing that's going to happen? You know what I'm saying? What is it going to happen? You know what I'm saying? So to me, once he beat R-Truth, who he's wrestling next? Because right now it looks like John Cena is going to be carrying this belt all the way to SummerSlam and maybe all the way to Survivor Series. Because Cody Rhodes has not been seen since WrestleMania. Is he going to come back? When is he going to come back? You know what I'm saying? The other matches, they look entertaining, for Saturday Night Main Event, which to me, I feel like it's petty from WWE part to actually have a Saturday Night Main Event on the weekend of Double or Nothing with AEW. So, in a way, they act to say, oh, AEW is not competition, but yeah, you doing this. And then you put in this match, R-Truth versus John Cena. I don't know why. Still ask myself this question: why are you even putting this match together? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. To me, it doesn't make any sense at all. So we'll see what happens, and let's see where it goes. Let's move on to AEW right now, and the MJF joins the Hurt Syndicate. What does this mean as far as now the Hurt Syndicate, and this is going to be the group that it's going to help MJF get his title back and whatnot. And honestly, I see what's going to happen here is that MJF is going to turn on the Hurt Syndicate. I mean, he did it to the Inner Circle years ago, and he brought a team. If you guys remember the faction he brought, and that was the Pinnacle. And in that group in the Pinnacle was FTR. What's FTR now? FTR is now the Rule Breakers, and they're going to go after those tag team belts. So we could probably be seeing where probably MJF is going to turn on MVP. He's going to turn on Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. And we're going to see the Pinnacle join together. We may see Warlord. We may not see Warlord in the Pinnacle. But, we could see that happening. But here's the catch to it, because I feel that when if that does happen, where let's say MJF turns on on the Hurt Syndicate, we're gonna see Cedric Alexander return with MVP and the rest of the group, and then you're gonna see the original group that's supposed to be together. Remember, Cedric Alexander could not be in AEW. I mean, in AEW because he had that stupid 90-day clause. But he just wrestled not long ago at House of Glory, and he had a match with Mike Santana from former member LAX, who's the House of Glory World Champion in the House of Glory. So he did just have a match and whatnot. So the fact that we could see MJF do what he does he's the devil, and he's going to do whatever he wants, whatever he can. When he feels that the group is not beneficial to him, he's going to turn on the Hurt Syndicate. And what I see going on here, and I'm just playing, fantasy booking here. I can see it, and I've been seeing it for the last couple of weeks. I see this happening, and that is MJF joining forwards with FTR. When FTR goes for those belts somewhere, maybe in the summertime or in, and he goes and joins FTR and the Pinnacle are back, and then we will see Cedric Alexander joining the Hurt Syndicate, and probably that's going to be the groups that are going to have a few between the Pinnacle and the Hurt Business. So, that'll be very cool. I mean, MVP could still get in the ring. He could still get in that ring and wrestle, because MVP is not an old cat. You know what I'm saying? Now, who's going to be the fourth member for Pinnacle if they do return again? Because the way they Pinnacle broke up the last time wasn't all that. I mean, it was horrible. They broke him up for no reason, and they put FTR as a fan favorite. They did the same thing with Warlow, and that was the time where MJF left AEW for a while, then he came back. So, but that's what I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm seeing as far as this whole MJF Hurt Syndicate situation. So it's crazy, but let me know what you guys think, because right now, I mean, we got Double Nothing coming up. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's crazy. I pushed the wrong button. See, this is what happens when you live. So look at this. It can't get any better, guys. It cannot get any better. My cord came out. Hold on one second. Bro. Here we go. We're back. Oh, this is great. But again, catch us on the YouTube channel and whatnot, with the hottest takes, with the hottest breaking news and in-depth analysis. Miss an episode, no worries. Subscribe now and hit that notification bell. And if you guys have questions during this our live stream, you're welcome to do so. So, it's but again, this whole thing with the Stardom, the whole thing with Cena versus R-Truth, and I put who cares, because in reality, who cares to see this John Cena versus R-Truth, because they just putting this together it's like a last minute thing, and people, I'm sure people are going to criticize this. I will have a take on this whole Saturday Night Live, or I call it Saturday Night Live, Saturday Night Main Event, and whatnot. And, you know, and that Saturday Night Main Event kind of brings me a lot of memories from back in the day, because Saturday Night Main Event, their first show was on May 11, 1985. I had just turned 15, you know, and those were the best times Saturday Night Main Event, back when the Hogan days, Macho Man, Jake the Snake, and all that. And now, you know, they're trying to bring, they're trying to do, to me now, Saturday Night Main Event is a Saturday Night Raw, because it's not all that. Because I mean, if you look at it, the backlash they had was pretty good and whatnot, and it was worth watching. And WWE had a banger with that pay per view, you know. But let's see now, it's AEW's turn with Double or Nothing, and it's amazing because right now also it's coming out of the AEW or Double or Nothing. They're talking about a fourth member. I think it's a fourth or fifth member for the team of Swerve's team. And for the first time, Anarchy in the Arena is going to be 4 men and 1 female. But let me tell you something. I could guarantee you, and I told this to my boy Mike, I could guarantee you that Chris Stanlander is joining the Death Riders. And I say that because 2 weeks ago, she wrestled Willow Nightingale, and she had the colors of the Death Rider, black and white. And Marina Shafir into the ring and interfere. And she's supposed to be his buddy with Wheeler Yuta. So that's an interesting take there. So, you know, I see that happening. And it might happen at in the arena. So, and by the way, you know, even though I know it's not in the title, but AEW as of late is getting good. I mean, I know that a lot of these fans don't like AEW. They wish AEW died, but in reality, AEW is getting good now. The people, and you still have clowns on social media putting pictures of empty arenas. Whatever. There is no empty arena anymore because AEW is putting their show in smaller arenas, which is a smart move because the more you bring the quality of the program and people start liking it, the more then you can bring in more fans, mean bigger arenas instead of what they did in the beginning, what they were trying to do, put Dynamite in 10,000 seats arena where and only 2,000 people will show up. So, you know, but again, that's what we're probably going to see Saturday with AEW. I mean, not Saturday. I'm sorry, Sunday in AEW, which is cool because I love it because it's Memorial Day weekend and you know I don't have to work the next day. But you know, it is what it is. As far as again the Stardom exodus and the talent leaving from there, going to Marigold. Will Marigold be on top? Well, Rosie Ogawa has been a guy who promotes, and he's now. He's doing a Vince McMahon move, just taking all these female wrestlers from Joshi scene, and you know, and he's doing what he's doing. I mean, whatever. I mean, again, there was allegation that he was poaching. Now the question is, was he really doing it? You know what I'm saying? And he has a good relationship with WWE, so WWE is planning to do this. Worlds Collide event. Why not put Marigold wrestlers in there? It will be crazy. It'll be a crazy match. Even right now, there's rumors that they're going to pull Evolution 2. Bring in some girls from Marigold in there and put them in there. But the question is, are the wrestlers in WWE, female wrestlers, are used to the style of Marigold? Because those women, they strong style. They're not like WWE. So we'll see what happens. But thank you very much, you guys who are still on the platform. Hit that thumbs up. That will help greatly and whatnot. Again, you know, subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out all the content I have there. I didn't get to do a podcast this Sunday because I got a lot of things going on right now. But again, the announcement that Chairshot Sport Media Group and the Chokeslam Wrestling Report has joined forces and whatnot, and it kind of really like joining forces also with Jonah's Podcast Network, if you really think about it, because you know I've been part of Jonah's Podcast Network since 2020. I think I left for a while, but I came back. So This is good. I think, to me, honestly, what a lot of people want to accept it. This podcast here is not about tribalism. We're just gonna tell you the truth, and I'm gonna tell you what I know, and what I'm not gonna assume of anything. But this is what we do here in the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. I hope that you guys continue to pretty much support the podcast. I will appreciate it. Again, also, if you guys want to follow us, you can see it right there: Facebook, Instagram, the X, and of course the YouTube. Also, for the podcast T-shirts, the podcast store, we got T-shirts, hats, and hoodies. You go to tcwr.veryinkpresser.com. That's tcwr.veryinkpresser.com. We're also available on TikTok. We do little clips here and there, to keep our fan base, on point, But again, let me know what you guys think of this whole situation with Stardom, with all this hiatus, all these wrestlers, female wrestlers leaving to go to Marigold. The Cena versus R-Truth. Do you even really care? You want to watch that match? I mean, I don't. To be honest, I'll watch I'll watch the match, but I'm still gonna give my thoughts, and I'm gonna be real with it. So, and let me know, MJ joining Hurt Syndicate. Do you think that he's gonna end up turning on them, or they're gonna turn on MJF? And are we gonna see the Pinnacle again, joining with forces with MJF and probably feuding with the Hurt Syndicate and Cedric Alexander, most likely coming to AEW? So that is it for me today, guys. And thank you very much for your support. And I'll see you guys this weekend.